And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Cheap Ludes, and I'm taking a quick break from the 24/7 2K22 news cycle to give you guys like a little preview and I don't know, some basic tips that you can use to go into NBA 2K22's My Team mode and find some instant success. So right off the bat, there's been a lot of these tip videos that come out, and for the most part, you know, they're all kind of the same kind of tips, whatever. Not saying it's a bad thing, but there's not a whole lot of fresh ideas to bring to the table, but I'm hoping to at least open your guys' eyes up to a few different things you can use to either make MT or just make your life a whole lot easier. And honestly, I'm using the My Team trailer that 2K put out so I don't get content struck again. By the way, I just saw Carlos put up a video where he teaches you how to get the game early by downloading it on New Zealand servers. And I just can't help but think, like, damn, I really got struck down by 2K, but that's all right, whatever. It doesn't really matter, I suppose. I think it's funny, though. So we're going to talk about a bunch of the new features. Obviously, day one, I'm going to be uploading a bunch of content in relation to the game, a bunch of tips, videos, pack openings, etc. So, you know, this is not the end-all, be-all in regards to cheap loots on 2K22 My Team, but it's showing the shoe creator on screen right now. That's definitely going to be a focus of this video as well. Kind of trying to predict and talk about some things you can do in the lead up, especially just get it in your mindset before you even get the game. So let's go over to 2K21, see what's up. All right, so upon booting up 2K22, I mean, obviously it's going to look a little different. We're at endgame on 2K21, you know what I mean? Immediately go to the agenda. That is the first thing you should be doing. The first thing you should do before you do anything else is go check out the agenda. Damn, I was just really excited right there for no reason. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Because there's like potentially a bunch of MT making opportunities right there. I mean, if you remember season 1 of 2K21, there was a lot of current players that had XP challenges. And you know, when there's an XP challenge associated with it, people will pay 3 to 4 times what that card is worth just to do that XP challenge. Especially day one. Now look, a lot of people aren't going to have a crazy amount of MT. For sure, so it's not like you're going to be able to charge like 200k for like certain cards. Like nobody's going to pay that. The likelihood that anyone even has 100k at the end of day one is low, but I do always kind of hypothesize that 2K has like bots they put in there that will go buy cards to get the market starting. You know what I mean? They'll get the market flowing for the first couple days, and they will do that throughout the game's lifespan too. I personally believe that to be the case. Another place to check is obviously the exchange. I'm not sure exactly what they're doing with the exchange this year. They haven't really said much about it. I don't even know if it's in the game, to be completely honest with you. No one does, because it's not out yet. But if it is, you definitely want to go check it out, because I know a lot of people made a lot of MT off Bob Cousy stuff last year. Amethyst players, and specifically Lakers Amethyst players, were way up in price due to this Bob Cousy. Also, James Silas. He required a bunch of Spurs players, so Spurs players went up in price because of that. Stuff like that is definitely important to note. Especially for like day 2 and 3, because once the gameplay videos start going up for these cards and people know if they're worth it or not, that's when the prices will go way up. Now, as far as Evos, I don't really know anything about Evos in 2K22. I mean, we'll see. I don't know. Maybe there's some cards that have Evo. I hope we get more packable Evo cards. Those always made me so much MT. Look, the place you need to go to stack your team off the bat is the token market. It's always been that way, and it will continue to always be that way. You can get some of the better cards in the game that first couple days for 3 tokens a piece, or 6 if you get up to Sapphire, you know what I mean? Look, current series cards are not worth it. Now, I will say, this year is a little bit different because instead of current series, it's going to be like base set, and there are going to be historic cards back in the game. So I don't really know for sure. I can't even say with the utmost certainty that those cards are going to be worth it. I mean, knowing 2K, they're probably not. If I had to guess, they're probably not going to be worth it, and they're probably going to be ridiculously expensive and not very good, you know, with only silver and bronze badges. But the historic cards are really throwing a wrench in that. I'm not really sure. Now, if you saw the trailer, we do have, you know, the new event cards that are coming to 2K. No one really knows how you're going to earn them as of yet. You know, they said they drop from random things. They said they drop in game modes, and you need 15 of them to get a Diamond Luka Doncic. So obviously everyone's going to be fiendishly going for those. You need to look and try to find out immediately how you attain those cards, because if you can find that out and there's players that are required to do that, and you have those players, money, MT technically. Same with limited requirements. Look, if you're not going to be taking limited that serious, not a terrible idea to just kind of send out the cards that you got that would be useful for limited. I believe in one of my starter packs, I got Ben Simmons last year, and if I would have sold him, it would have been like 20K that first day. Stuff like that can bring you a lot of MT early on. Now, like I said, I don't know what they're doing with the base set, but if there is historic base set cards in the League Series packs, or the base set packs, or whatever they're going to be called, look, I'm going to probably open some. Let's be real. I'm probably going to open some. Should I do that? Probably not. It's probably not the wisest decision I've ever made, but you know what? I'm not known to be doing that from time to time, so it's fine. Is that a sentence? That was like a huge run-on sentence with like 3 different contradictions, but it's fine. Like, Ben Simmons was one of the best cards in the game. Giannis was like absurdly expensive. Every one of these Amethysts was stupid expensive, and I don't know why. Just because the current series cards are always like that. Because people get the new 2K. They want to play with LeBron. They want to play with Anthony Davis. You know, they want to play with these NBA stars that they like. Especially cards that were in the finals. Like, the Giannis card is going to be stupidly expensive. Chris Paul, Devin Booker are going to be expensive. Stuff like that. You know what I mean? But realistically, like, I mean, they're not even better than the token market cards. That's where you should be focusing your attention. Like, these token market guys are sneaky good and can help you a lot in the early game, especially if you don't want to spend money and you don't want to spend your MT. Realistically, it's not a good idea to spend MT on specific cards besides budget guys until probably like November or December. Like, if we're being real, because the power balancing gets thrown out of the window so fast in the early game. Like, cards that are good in the first weekend rarely can be used 3 weeks from that point. You know what I mean? These Sapphire guys were so sick. The Ruby guys weren't actually that good, but they were decent. You know what I mean? Now, as far as game modes, I'm probably going to go with Domination first as to what I play, because I've heard the rewards for Domination are really good. I obviously don't know, but I've heard the Domination rewards are incredibly good. So we're gonna see exactly what that's all about. Look, they used to be the cream of the crop. I mean, if you remember old 2Ks, like, the Domination rewards were great. Shout out to my boy Steve Francis. Also, shout out to, I know this is going to sound weird for anyone that's played 2K recently, but shout out to the Amethyst Jason Kidd. He was like a Suns Jason Kidd, and I believe it was 2K16 or 17. And that dude held it down for me, but Amethyst Steve Francis. Chef's Kiss, one of my favorite cards of all time. Just dunked on everybody. I believe that was 2K17, if I'm not mistaken. Love it. Or it was 2K16. Can't remember. One of my favorite cards. Great. Triple Threat is obviously always good to play. It just kind of depends. I mean, Brian Winters last year wasn't even that good, so I don't know who they're going to put. I know Kelly Tripucka is on Triple Threat Online, which I'm stoked about. There's always some good challenges weekend one as well that can get you some tokens, maybe a pack. Pack odds are going to be horrendous early game, but free packs are free packs. I'll take it. Don't expect any locker codes until like November, by the way. Like, that's kind of how 2K rolls. It remains to be seen what the Triple Threat 100 is going to be like and how viable that is to make MT and get prizes and stuff like that. So I'm not really going to speak on that until I actually play it for myself. The one thing I will say, Unlimited sounds like it is the same exact thing as this year. So avoid it at all costs. Yes, Wilt Chamberlain will probably be really, really good, but like, is it worth playing 68 games minimum to try to get him? Probably not. It's not. You don't even really get that many prizes aside from him. It's not a good idea. Look, I know it sounds weird coming from me, but like, don't buy VC. Like, don't do it. It's not worth it, especially early on. Like, cards get blown out of the water power balancing wise so fast early game that it's absolutely not a good idea to buy VC in any capacity. Especially to open like current series or even like that first wave of packs. I mean, think back to the beginning packs of this year. Think back to the beginning packs of 2K20. How long did you guys use those cards? Derrick Rose was good. Allen Houston. I mean, Rick Smits I used for a few weeks. But, like, not long enough to justify any amount of actual real-world money. You know what I mean? Though I will say Allen Houston was the absolute demon for about a week. Until that shooting pass, he was no question one of the most... Shooting patch, one of the most dominant cards I've ever seen in any my team. I will say that. I feel like people really undersell how good that Allen Houston was for the first week. I don't think besides the Zach LaVine that couldn't be stopped at dunking, probably 2K15 or 2K14, I can't remember which one it was. Allen Houston may have been one of the most dominant cards I've ever seen in my team. One of the most broken cards, period. Like, my man would shoot 15 for 20 from 3 on all fadeaway whites. Literally unstoppable. Crazy. But yeah, I mean, limited draft mode is obviously going to be something that I would recommend trying out. Draft mode's probably going to be good, especially in the early game when you don't really have a collection of your own and you want to just try out a bunch of cards. Draft mode's probably going to be a really fun experience, especially before people learn like the meta of the game or the meta of draft mode. It's going to be a good experience. That's the only offline, or online, I should say, my bad, mode that I would say, yes, you should go play that, because it's probably got decent rewards and it's going to be like relatively fun, which I can't say for Unlimited. And I'm not even sure if I can say that for Triple Threat at this point. Do you guys remember how bad Triple Threat was in the last 2 years in the opening few weeks? Yeah. 2K20 just a Mirasan fest, and 2K21 where you literally couldn't shoot and everyone just paint sat with Shaq. None of that was fun, and I feel like it's probably going to be like that again, because that's typically how it goes in 2K. But as always, it has been your boy Cheap Loots. Hope this will help you out in some capacity, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.